This is Brother Nehemiah. Histories of the Black Israelite sayings. Now, the Black Israelite sayings I made up when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I was about 8 or 9 years old. I used to really be into Dragon Ball Z. And I always just, had this, kind of close relationship with Dragon Ball Z for the simple fact that the Saiyan race kind of relates to the black race as far as, having a tyrant over us. And they used to have a tyrant over them, destroy their home planet, had them captives. So I created this, amongst the other Saiyans. Now, the history of the black Israelite Saiyans comes from a long time ago. The same story through the Bible. Of course, us Israelites, we know how our doctrine is. So, Christ and all this. I'm just relating it to the Saiyans. Now, the main character in the story is Vacodo, but I'm going to give a little history in this video to clarify some things, to give y'all the details so y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, AD, after Christ, AC, after Christ's death, the Israelite Saiyans were held captives by a lot of alien tyrants throughout the universe. And you know how fierce the alien races were in the Dragon Ball Z series. So the Israelite Saiyans, a lot of them were killed off, except for a small remnant. And since we lost our connection with God through, the scriptures, the Israelite Saiyans, they became small. There was only a small remnant. All the 12 tribes of them were. Now, we were all spread out, but we was a small remnant, and we didn't have our super strong powers. You know what I'm saying? And the Israelite Saiyans, they don't have a Super Saiyan because they don't need Super Saiyan. Even though we're at a lower state than everybody else is, we're able to get stronger, but a lot of the times they use us for different reasons, just so we won't get stronger. In the small remnant, we are on the South Galaxy. That's where a lot of the tyrants got us slaves at. Now, there was a king, in the South Galaxy. There was an Israelite, but he was a part of another allegiance, but he was the king over his own town. His son's name is Vacodo, pun of avacado. Vacodo became very, very, strong at a young age because his father, he knew what the universe was going to bring to him. And his mother was very strong too. They both were warriors, and they would train a lot because they needed to get stronger. Now, when the black Saiyan Israelites, when they train, their average, the average for like the regular Saiyans, I don't know, it was kind of weak. I'll say about 10,000. Vegeta, his power level was 18,000 when he came to Earth. So I'll say in between that range of 5,000 to about 18,000. Well, the black Saiyans, their average when they train and they get older is about 25 to 30,000. By the time Vacodo was 10 years old, Vacodo's power level was at 15,000. For a 15-year-old, that's very strong. Now, Vacodo's dad and his mother, during this, when he was 10 years old, another tyrant, a part of Frieza and Cooler's allegiance, took over the planet. This is a lower grade level of Frieza's Frieza's alien race. They have classes to their races too in this world that I'm making up. And it was a lower bunk, They're not as strong as Frieza, but they are really, really strong compared to everybody else. Now, they came and tried to wipe out the whole planet. Now, Vacodo's father, uncles, and everybody in the Saiyan army managed to fight most of them off because their power levels was so strong all together. Growing up, his father was the strongest because he was the king, and his power level was at even 200,000, which is very, very strong for somebody who's, a Saiyan at a lower state. He was the strongest. And all together, they banded together to destroy most of them, but they got taken over and they was all killed. Vacodo and a few of the younger Saiyans from the tribe of Judah managed to escape into different regions. Vacodo's brothers and sisters was lost in the midst of that, and he flew to the North Galaxy, close to where planet Earth is. Now, Vacodo, he learned the ability to sense power levels, to suppress his power levels when he was there, and he managed to train a lot. And he was at the north central part, not where Earth is, but close to where Earth is. And another tyrant came in the planet that he was shipped to from his father. he trained there until he was 14 years old, and then another tyrant came and took that planet over. When he was 14 years old, his power level was at an even 32,000. He managed to get a little bit stronger, but he was taking care of himself, and he was managed to taking care of that whole entire planet. He was a savior on that planet. And he managed to meet a friend on that planet who was also from the tribe of Judah, who got shipped there too. His name is, I got a hood name for him. His name is just Trey. No, it wasn't Trey, it was Troy. It was Troy. I made it like his name is just typical Troy, because he don't know his Saiyan name. He lost his Saiyan name because of what happened. He's 2 years, he's 2 years younger than Vacodo is. But Vacodo was born in the same year as Goku. I forgot to mention that in there. But Troy, he's just 2 years younger than Vacodo. But he, Vacodo at this time is 14, he's 12, and they just behind each other. Now, Troy's power level was a little bit weaker. It was strong for a kid, but it was a little bit weaker. He had 13,000 power level. He wasn't that strong, but he was strong enough to defend himself and travel with Vacodo. Vacodo would bring him along to train with him all the time. Now, when they got to, when that planet got taken over, they were held captives, and their power level was so strong that these were Cooler's men who did this. This wasn't Frieza's men. This was Cooler's men, and one of his lower level tyrants of his own race came over and tried to take over the planet. Vacodo couldn't take over, couldn't fight him off, so they made them, a part of the team, just so he won't, they won't destroy the planet, and they left that planet and they joined the teams. But they did take over that planet and kill a lot of the population. So Vacodo, at age 14 all the way till 17, he was with these tyrants. It wasn't until they killed Troy. They killed Troy on a mission because they seen that both the Black Saiyans were getting strong. When Troy was 15 and Vacodo was 17, they killed Troy. Troy's power level at that time was at 58,000. They got real strong because they were, doing all the work that they, that the tyrants had them do, that they were serving under, that they didn't want to do, but they had to do it. And Vacodo's power level at this time was at 120,000. He was always strong, but he always suppressed his power level because he could easily wipe out this, weaker level tyrant, of Frieza's own race, but he suppressed his energy level and get stronger, throughout the, time period. And the Black Israelite Saiyans, or simply just the Israelite Saiyans of the tribe of Judah, their power level goes up way stronger. Like they're way stronger than a typical Saiyan. They get the power level, their power gets stronger from the sun because of the melanin that they have. So wherever the stars is at, no matter if the sun is stronger, they just get stronger too. Their power levels go up way more faster. And this is at a young age, and they're actually training and stuff. Usually the tyrants wouldn't have the Israelite Saiyan slaves training because they knew how powerful they can get if they start fighting and stuff. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to finish the details in another video. But I'm going to wrap this up for, this is part one. Vacodo goes berserk after that. His power level expanded from 100,000, 120,000, all the way up to about 430,000. I think that's what I wrote down. And his power level, he destroyed everybody. And that's when he rebelled, was when he was at 17. And Cooler was searching for him. He was like a really wanted person around the central area of the universe, or that galaxy, in the central area of, where everything is in this, in the Dragon Ball Z world. They was in the central north part, but not in the north part to where the Earth is, nowhere near it. Just the central north part, closer to where, they will be considered the north part, just the central part. And he was wanted, but Vacodo, he would bounce from planet to planet, and Cooler just couldn't find him because he knew how to suppress his energy level. And all this time, he was getting way stronger, all the way up into the time of what would be considered the Saiyan saga, in the regular Dragon Ball Z time. Vacodo's power level was really, really powerful. He made it all the way past to 1 million. And he wasn't afraid of Frieza and his men no more because he knew that he can get stronger. He knew all he had to do was train or get injured, heal back up and just get stronger. And plus the sun just makes him stronger because of his melanin. And that's all I'm going to say for right now. I just wanted to tell a little bit about it. I probably didn't tell it perfectly. I know there's probably going to be, a lot of curiosity about why I'm doing this. This is just a little something that I came up with when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, of a black saying. But now I know that I'm an Israelite, you know what I'm saying, the black Israelite saying, or just the Israelite saying from the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to talk as fast as I can because I didn't have a lot of time. So if I got into it to a rush, just tell me about it. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, put this, you know what I'm saying, on the net. This is just, you know what I'm saying, Vacodo, man. It's a pun of avocado. Just a little story I made up when I was younger. I made this up when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and it came back to me. I was watching the episode of Dragon Ball Z, and it just came back to me. So I just wanted to talk about it real quick, as quick as I can, in a small amount of time that I have. You know what I'm saying? This is Brother Nehemiah. Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.